Doctor probably never told you. That burning in your feet at night, that tingling that wakes you up at 3 a.m., that feeling like you're walking on hot gravel or broken glass. Most doctors hand you a pill and tell you to manage it. And every single day you spend just managing it, something is quietly happening inside your body that nobody warns you about. The small muscles in your feet are shrinking. The nerve fibers are dying back, millimeter by millimeter. And once they're gone, most people assume they're gone forever. But here's where this story takes a turn that shocked even the scientists studying it. A research team took people with advanced nerve damage, people just like you, people who had been told nothing would really help. But they put them through a specific set of exercises and then did something no one had tried before. They took tiny skin samples from the bottom of their feet and put them under a microscope. What they saw made them question everything they thought they knew about nerve damage. The nerves were growing back, not improving slightly, not feeling a bit better. Brand new nerve fibers, visible under a microscope, regrowing in people who had been written off. Today I'm going to show you the exact exercises that caused that to happen. 6 of them, all at home. All you need is a chair and 15 minutes. But first, I have to tell you something about what's actually happening inside your feet right now. Because once you understand it, you will never look at this the same way again. Here is what nobody explains properly. Your peripheral nerves are like electrical cables running from your spine all the way to the tips of your toes. They carry signals in both directions. Pain, temperature, vibration, and something absolutely critical called proprioception. That's your body's ability to know where it is in space, where your feet are, whether you're balanced or tipping, whether the ground is level or not. When those cables get damaged, the signal breaks down. Your brain sends messages down, but they arrive scrambled. Your feet send messages back up, but your brain gets noise instead of real information. And your brain, trying to make sense of the chaos, generates burning, generates tingling, generates numbness, or that horrifying sensation of fire under your skin, even when nothing is touching you at all. But here's the part that should genuinely frighten you. Now, most people don't realize that their balance is quietly failing at the same time. Your feet can no longer feel the floor properly. Your brain can no longer correct your position fast enough. And 1 in every 3 people with this condition will fall this year. For someone over 60, that fall can mean a broken hip, emergency surgery, months in a facility, and sometimes the permanent end of independent living. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because the exercises I'm about to show you address exactly that danger, and most people have no idea these exercises even exist. This affects 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 70, and the number 1 cause, responsible for nearly 4 in every 10 cases, is diabetes. But not for the reason most people think. It isn't just high blood sugar damaging the nerves directly. High glucose sticks to nerve proteins in a process called glycation. Picture your electrical cables being slowly sealed shut from the inside. The signal gets weaker, then, in many cases, gone. But diabetes is far from the only cause. Alcohol directly poisons nerve tissue and blocks your body from absorbing vitamin B1, which your nerves depend on to fire properly. Low B12 is another major cause, and this matters especially if you are taking metformin for diabetes or a stomach acid medication, because both of those drugs quietly steal your B12 over time without a single symptom until the damage is done. Chemotherapy, autoimmune diseases, carrying excess weight, all of these contribute. And here's the part that keeps researchers up at night. In nearly 30% of all cases, doctors run every test available and still cannot find a cause. The nerve damage is real, the suffering is real, but the origin remains completely unknown. Before the exercises, 1 minute on supplements, because there is dangerous misinformation circulating and you need to know the truth. The supplement with the strongest evidence is alpha lipoic acid. Large clinical trials involving hundreds of patients found that 600 milligrams per day reduced pain and tingling by 30 to 50%. That's a real, measurable, documented effect. Vitamin B12 is critical. Get your levels tested, especially if you're on metformin. And here is something that genuinely stuns people when they hear it. Vitamin B6 in doses above 50 milligrams per day does not help neuropathy. It causes it. Plus, it is listed in medical textbooks as a cause of peripheral nerve damage. And it is hiding right now in millions of people's daily multivitamins at doses that are actively making things worse. Check your labels today. All the research is linked in the description below. Now, the 6 exercises. And I need you to understand something before we start. This is not physical therapy guesswork. This is not general wellness advice. Researchers at a major university published the results of a controlled study where they measured nerve fiber density in human skin before and after an exercise program. Actual nerve endings, under an actual microscope, growing back in people with peripheral neuropathy. What you're about to learn is built directly on that evidence. There are 3 groups: cardio, balance, and footwork. Well, let's start with the foundation. Cardio is what triggered nerve regrowth in that landmark study. Without it, everything else gives you less benefit. Think of it as turning the blood supply back on. Your nerves are starving for oxygen. Cardio delivers it. The goal over time is 150 minutes of movement per week. Walking, a stationary bike, swimming. Whatever feels safe and manageable. But here is a cardio exercise you can do right now in your living room with 0 risk of falling. Sit in a sturdy chair. Sit up straight. Don't lean into the back. Start lifting your knees one at a time, like you're marching in place. Add your arms. Opposite arm swings forward with each knee lift. Your breathing should pick up slightly, but you should still be able to speak. Start with 3 minutes. Add 1 minute every few days. You build toward 10 to 15 minutes per session, twice a day. That's 20 to 30 minutes of real cardio daily. No equipment, no outdoor walking required, no risk of falling. This is what starts the healing process at the cellular level. Now I need to talk to you about something urgent, something that most people with neuropathy don't address until after a catastrophe. When your nerve signals are damaged, your feet cannot feel the ground properly. And when your brain doesn't get accurate information about where your feet are in space, your balance becomes unpredictable. You reach for something on a high shelf, and your feet don't compensate in time. You step off a curb, and your brain gets the signal a half second too late, and you fall. The next 2 exercises exist specifically to prevent that. They could be the most important 5 minutes of your entire day. Stand behind a sturdy chair with both hands on the back of it. Shift your weight slowly onto your right foot. Now, lift your left foot barely an inch off the floor. Hold. The goal is 30 seconds on each side, 3 rounds. But if you can only manage 5 seconds today, start there. Do not rush. The breakthrough comes when it gets easy. Take one hand off the chair, then both hands. And when you're ready for the most powerful version of this exercise, close your eyes. This is where something remarkable happens. The moment you close your eyes, you remove the visual information your brain has been using to compensate for the damaged nerve signals from your feet. Now, your nervous system is forced to rely on exactly those damaged pathways. And here's what the research shows about nerves under that kind of targeted demand. They respond. They adapt. They start working harder, the same way a muscle responds to resistance. Within 2 weeks of doing this daily, most people notice a real difference in their steadiness. Not because of motivation, because of neuroscience. The second balance exercise is the heel-to-toe rock. Stand with feet shoulder-width apart, one hand on the chair. Slowly shift your weight back onto your heels. Let your toes lift slightly. Hold, then roll smoothly forward onto the balls of your feet. Heels rise. Hold, then back again. 15 repetitions. 2 sets. Slow and controlled. Every single rock sends a signal from the sensory receptors in your feet straight to your brain. Each signal says, "I'm here. I can feel the ground. I know where I am." This exercise does 3 things simultaneously. It improves balance, it strengthens your lower leg muscles, and it wakes up the sensory nerve endings in the soles of your feet that may have gone quiet over months or years. 3 benefits. 5 minutes. Now here's the part of neuropathy that terrifies me months or years. 3 benefits. 5 minutes. Now here's the part of neuropathy that terrifies me most on behalf of the people living with it, because it happens so slowly and so silently that most people never see it coming. When the motor nerves stop firing properly, the small muscles deep inside your feet stop receiving signals. And muscles that stop receiving signals begin to waste away, quietly, week by week, until one day walking feels harder than it used to, your feet feel clumsy, and you can't quite explain why. The next 3 exercises are specifically designed to reverse that process and wake up those dormant nerve-to-muscle connections before more damage is done. Exercise 4. Calf raises at the chair. Stand holding the back of the chair. Slowly rise up onto your toes. Count 1, 2 at the top. Then slowly lower back down. Count 1, 2. Don't drop your heels. Lower them gently. 12 repetitions. 2 sets. 30-second rest between sets. Why does this matter specifically for nerve damage? 2 reasons that most people never get explained. First, your calf muscles function as a pump. Every contraction pushes blood upward through your veins. Every relaxation pulls fresh, oxygen-rich blood back down into your feet. More blood flow means more oxygen delivered directly to your nerve tissue. Second, every single rise and lower sends a proprioceptive signal firing from the sole of your foot through your spinal cord all the way to your brain. You are training the entire nerve pathway from the bottom of your foot to the top of your spine with every repetition. When 12 feels easy, try it on one leg, but don't rush there. The slow version is doing more than you realize. Exercise 5 is the one that surprises people most because the first time you try it, you will discover something uncomfortable about your own body. Sit down, lay a thin towel flat on the floor, barefoot on the near edge. Now, using only your toes, scrunch the towel toward you. Spread, grab, squeeze, pull 10 times on each foot, 2 sets. The first time you try this, your toes may barely respond. They may feel completely disconnected from your brain's instructions. That moment of disconnection, that strange absence of control, that is exactly what neuropathy has been quietly doing to your feet while you weren't looking. And the discomfort of feeling that disconnection is exactly why this exercise matters. Every session, the connection gets slightly clearer. Every session, the brain is relearning how to talk to these muscles through whatever nerve fibers are still working. That's not optimism. That is how the nervous system adapts when you give it the right challenge. When the towel becomes easy, graduate to picking up small objects with your toes. Marbles, pencils, coins. That is fine motor control training for your feet, and it takes the nerve challenge to a level that continues producing adaptation. Plus, exercise 6 is ankle circles and the alphabet. Sit in your chair. Lift one foot off the floor. Rotate your foot in a slow, deliberate circle. 10 rotations one way, 10 the other. Use the full range of motion. Feel every degree of movement in the ankle joint. Then, using the tip of your big toe, write the alphabet in the air. Every single letter is a different direction, a different angle, a different combination of muscle activation that reaches parts of your foot and lower leg that no other exercise touches. By the time you reach Z, your foot and ankle have moved through dozens of unique pathways, every one of them sending signals back to your brain. Now, let me give you the complete daily routine so simply that you will never need to write it down. Every day, 15 minutes, 3 parts. Part 1, your warm-up. Seated march. 5 to 10 minutes. Breathing up, blood moving, nerves waking up. Part 2, balance. Single leg stand, 30 seconds each side. 3 rounds. Heel to toe rocks, 15 reps, 2 sets. 3 to 4 minutes total. Part 3, footwork. Calf raises, 12 reps, 2 sets. Towel scrunches, 10 per foot. Ankle circles and alphabet, 10 each direction per foot. 4 to 5 minutes total. And whenever the weather allows, walk outside for 20 to 30 minutes at an easy pace. It adds to everything you're doing at home, but it does not replace the 15-minute foundation. 3 rules that determine whether this works or not. Rule 1. Start at half. 12 reps becomes 6. 30 seconds becomes 10. Nerves don't heal when you shock them. They heal when you apply steady, gradual pressure over time. Add a little more each week. Rule 2, every single day. Consistency is the entire game with nerve healing. 15 minutes daily beats an hour, twice a week, every time. The nervous system does not respond to intensity. It responds to regularity. Rule 3, check your feet after every session. Look at the soles. Look for blisters, red patches, small cuts you didn't feel. When sensation is reduced, damage can happen without any warning at all. 1 minute of looking keeps you safe from an infection that could become something much worse. Here is the truth I want you to walk away with today. You were told that nerve damage was permanent, that the best you could do was manage symptoms and slow the decline. That story is not complete. Controlled research with real patients, real skin biopsies, and real microscopes has now shown that nerve fibers can regrow in response to the right kind of exercise. Not might, not possibly, did. The researchers saw it, and the exercises that caused it are the 6 you just learned. A chair, 15 minutes, every single day. That is what's standing between you and the continued decline most people resign themselves to. On top of the exercises, get your B12 and blood sugar levels checked today. Ask your doctor whether alpha lipoic acid is appropriate for you. Eat more fish and leafy greens. Cut the sugar and trans fats that drive inflammation in nerve tissue. Neuropathy is not the end of the story. It is a chapter. And now you have the tools to change how that chapter ends. If this video helped you, please tap the like button right now. And it takes 1 second, and it helps other seniors who are struggling with this exact problem find this information when they need it most. Subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based videos like this one every week. And drop a comment below. Tell me, which of these 6 exercises are you starting with today? I read every single one. And please speak with your doctor before beginning, especially if you have foot ulcers, open wounds, severe loss of sensation, or serious balance problems. All the scientific sources are linked in the description below. You are not out of options, not even close.